Hallelujah. Barakatah Hawa. Ba'ashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Lanatan lanu. Wayom. Hashabbat. Bashalom. Borak. Israel. Tawada. Tamyan. Amen. We say thank you, Yahweh, for giving us this Shabbat day. Thank you for creating us, the creation, for in 6 days you made all things and rested on the Shabbat day. So you sanctified it and put it upon Israel as a sign that we should know, that the world should know that we are indeed the chosen people. Thank you for waking us to this truth, and thank you for bringing to pass all the prophecies that you have prophesied that in the last days we would rise up again and we would seek the Most High power. Pray that you continue to put in our heart to do the right things, to do thy law and thy commandments, and to follow the faith of Hamashiach in his footsteps to the end, that we may be perfect in thy sight and we may reach unto the destined kingdom that is prepared since the foundation of the world was made. We pray thy name, O Yahweh, be with us, use us to speak in thy behalf, and that we may say those things that are edifying, and that our people may find substance that they may use for the perfection of the saints. We pray and ask all these things by Hashem Yahushai, Tuad Tamyan, Aman. La Shabbat may be seated. Shalom Aleichem. All praises, glory, honor belong to Yahweh in the name of Yahawashi for giving us this Shabbat day in peace. Thank you for joining us. And as you can see, GYC community is doing a lot of work. A lot of work is being done in the background, and a lot to be said to our members too. So soon we're going to have a meeting to explain you the changes. I know there has been a lot of changes, and some of you members have been left in the dark, but don't worry. In due time, we're going to reveal everything and how the changes have occurred, but we got to keep working meanwhile. So forgive the silent, but we coming for you. We gonna, you're gonna love the new system, the new way of doing things, and with the new system, there'll be a place for every one of you to grow and prosper in this community. Whether you're a woman, whoever you are, there'll be a place for you to thrive. All right, so all praises to the Most High. So let's get to it. Our lesson today. Okay, our lesson today is, as the lesson say, hey, can someone write in the groups that we live, so people can come up? They've been waiting for a long time. No, I think I already shared it. Just say we live. Our lesson today is be like Esther and stand up for your people. Be like Esther and stand up for your people. The title is a little different. Forget feminism on YouTube and put your people first. Say, listen, you need to stand up. Get me Psalms 94 and 16. So anyone know what feast is coming up? Purim. So if you haven't gotten the gifts, get them. If you haven't prepared a dance, dance. If you haven't practiced, rehearse your songs, sing. Do it, because it's going down.
For the I know it's going down. The fashion show.
There'll be a fashion show too.
If you haven't done that, please do.
Fashion show. Because start working the catwalk.
The stage will be open for you.
Yes. And if there'll be a raffle.
50%.
There'll be food
raffle.
So guys, don't disappoint. Keep your promise, keep your word. Oftentimes you guys say, but don't do. Please. All right. Don't make my minister stress.
Oh yeah. You see, I'm getting old. Right? I'm getting old already.
Because at the end of the day, there's gonna be Minister Yesha like, what happened?
Yeah.
And all the ministers on him.
Yep.
So do your part and let's make this day beautiful, Khan. All right, so let's get to it. Psalm 94 and 16 to open up.
The book of Psalm 94, verse 16.
Right, read.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right, so who's going to stand up for the Most High against people that do bad stuff? All right? So the Most High want to stand up against evildoers. How do we do that? Is by always teaching, educating, and remove men from ignorance. So now, we want to say, I want to apologize to our viewers for we were late, extremely late, but it was something we were doing that was extremely important. So this is GYC Community with Minister Yeshua here and our two other minister, Yochanan and Mr. Dowad. So thank you for joining GYC Community, a community that strives to keep the Most High laws and commandments, having faith in the Mashiach, believing that we are indeed the true chosen people of Israel, you so-called blacks, natives, and our people scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, suffering the curses of Deuteronomy. Greetings from GYC. Our lesson today is based on Esther, right? So let's get the book of Esther. The book of Esther 5, verse 1. So we pray that all of you subscribe that are online to this channel so you don't lose it, all right? Because there's so many educational stuff on there you don't want to miss. So take your time, enjoy, and actually watch videos. We are a Hebrew Israelite community, so you know what that means. Truth channel. All right?
The book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house.
So let's start in Esther 3 and 5. I'm sorry.
Esther 3, verse 5. The
Read.
book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 5.
No.
3
verse 8.
3 verse 8.
Read.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Says, and Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
Read.
And their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Right. So that people that were so different were the Israelites. We in Esther 3 verse 8. He said there's a people that's different. You see, coming to this truth, you got to be different. How you in this truth? But I've seen many Hebrew Israelites on Facebook, man. They're still twerking. They got Hebrew name, though. You understand? They're still dressed like the world. You look, man, being an Israelite just means to be different. And to be different means to be special. You can't just come to this truth and you still dress and eat and do the same thing the world does. The Bible says you're a different people above all nations. You're a separate nation. And for that reason, the nation hated us. Because we wouldn't bow down to their gods and eat their foods. You understand? So that's a problem for Ammon. He said, man, it's not going to be beneficial for the king to suffer these people to leave. Kill them! All right, read on.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries.
Right, so he's going to even bring money. Just kill these people, man. Get rid of them. Read on.
Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand, and gave it unto Haman the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemed good to thee.
So evil was determined against Israel at that time. That they wanted to destroy all our people around the whole land. So let's skip to Esther, the 4th chapter, verse 1 through 17. To get deep in our lesson. So most of you that is familiar with the book of Esther understand what happened. In the time of Esther, Esther became a queen, you know, after the king fired Vashti, who was his wife.
Strong.
So then Esther, you know, pleased the king, and Esther became the new wife. So Esther was an Israelite being married to that king, being among the Gentiles. So this is the background of the history. Now, Ammon is a man that hated the Jews. Why? Because Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him. So he tried to kill all the Jews. The summarization. All right, so chapter 4, verse 1.
The book of chapter 4, the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 1.
Bring it out.
When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of the city.
Right, read.
And
Mordecai,
cried,
when he heard about it, man, he was distressed. Now think about this in the decree that say, man, we want all African Americans to die. And July 4th is the time we're going to go around and do a purge, right? We watch that movie, right?
and slaughter them.
And slaughter everybody. You know, the panic. So that's the same type of panic Mordecai was having. I read on.
And put on sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud voice, with a loud and a bitter cry.
All right, read.
And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth.
Right, read on.
And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandments and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews.
Right.
And
read.
fasting and weeping and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maid and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not.
So, you know, she tried to, like, remember, Mordecai was the uncle, you know, that rose, you know, that bring up Esther. Esther was in the palace. Mordecai usually stay in front of the gate, you know, hoping to protect, still protective of Esther. You know, so when Esther, you know, heard about him coming with sackcloth, he sent clothes, but Mordecai said, no, I do not want any good clothes right now. It's not the time for it. Read on. So we getting to a point. Read.
Then called Esther for her tact, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him the commandments to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was.
Read on.
So Atash went forth to Mordecai unto the streets of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him.
Read on.
And of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them.
Man, he promised to pay the king money to kill all the Jews. Read on.
Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan, to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go into the king to make supplication unto him, and to make requests before him for her people.
Right.
And
so Mordecai also said, man, you got to go and talk to the king about this. Okay, so let's see something. So now that's a sister in high position. Remember, that's a black woman. All right, that's where we're coming. You know, how many of our sisters are in high position today? And how many of them willing to help today? So that's where we're coming. We're not going to go too much. That's going to be too. Yep. Right? So that's where we're heading.
They make
Esther was a black woman in power. A queen, a black queen. We're not talking about white people's history right now. Okay? Those Jewish you see over there, they're not the real Jew. Take that out of your mind. You see? Those are black people. That's a black queen in high position. Okay, read on.
Verse 9. And Atash came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again Esther spake unto Attash, and gave him commandments unto Mordecai.
Read.
All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his, to put him to death.
Right.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may leave. But I have not been called to come in unto the kings these 30 days.
Right. Say 30 days, man. It's my husband, but I haven't seen him for 30 days. It happens. Read on. And Esther said, man, if I show up in front of that guy without inviting me, I'm dead meat. Unless he decides and hold the scepter. If he doesn't,
that's the power. That's the power of a man. It's now that I see they treat
men
like trash. Back then there was no such thing.
Man,
you have to have respect.
You don't show men like the tigers, man.
We need
feed you to the beasts.
Exactly.
You don't just show up, right? Read on.
See, you might
say more and more women lost respect for men in these last days.
Yeah.
See, you're gonna talk to women like you want. All right, let's read on. 12.
Anyway, all the king's servants and the people of the king provinces do know that whosoever, whether men, I read that already, verse 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's word, and then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
Read that again.
It says, then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
Being a house Negro doesn't make you okay. You're not safe. You see, a lot of our people, as long as they got that money, they're nurse, they got that money, they get up their business, they think I'm safe. Being under another nation, the Bible is telling you, don't care how much money you got. When their time of calamity come, you're not going to escape. Black women have been given more opportunity than men in this system. Okay? So when they get that money, you think they're empower the black men? No, they look down on the black men.
Now they teaching all the women to be, you want to
be independent.
Strong, independent black woman.
Independent single black woman.
Yeah.
You don't need no man. You just need Washington.
Yep.
You see? Yeah. So here's the thing, man. You think you're going to escape. Now, if you think you're going to escape, let's look at the situation of the black women. According to statistics, 73% black women with children will never get a man, will never marry. Because of feminism, they all believe in that money. And it's too late when you need a man. Because by the age of 20, most men already have children. Yeah. So there's another situation you got to look at, that black women have not escaped from what's going on with Edomites. In the prison system, there's more black women in the prison system than white. 1.7 point in ratio, meaning on every 1,000, I think there's 85 black women. And that's just black women. You understand? So you're not escaping what's going on with black men. See, the Bible says don't think you're going to escape because you live in the king's palace. Right. At the end of the day, we're the same blood. They don't care about none of us. Okay? The power they give you just so you can turn against them and so they can weaken the nation. They don't want family. They don't want a strong man in their house. They want your children to be running wild so they can teach them drugs and guns. Okay? They can teach them to be harlots. That's all they want. But do they care about you? No. When they're going to destroy you. And the black women need to remember, we came here in slave ships together, man. Remember what they did to you in the ships, man. Your worth, we don't want to even repeat some of this stuff. Had your period right there. Our women, I watch a movie that women say, Master, I'm stink. They don't give her nothing to wash herself. And she said, every time I smell myself, I want to gag, I want to vomit. Though it's a movie. That's why in Isaiah it says our women will be stink. So we went through this together in slavery. But now, as soon as the white men take the yoke off and give you a little bit more money, you forget who was with you in the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now they give the woman two options, right? They said it's either you have a man, you don't get the food stamp, the benefits, or you could kick your man out.
You got
and
everything.
get the food, the benefits.
You send nothing. And back in those days, they would come to the house to make sure that there's no men in there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the destruction of black people. You understand? Our women need to know, like, if you got some power in the system, man, you need to empower your men.
That's it.
You understand? They'll give you a chance, but they ain't giving no black man no chance. They'll give you Section 8, but the black man get his license taken away and still expected to pay child support.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How you take the license away? You can't drive. You still got to pay child support.
And put you in jail too.
You see?
Or they put you in jail until you pay this child
The
support.
support.
Wait. Can you imagine that system? It's like you said I have to pay this, but I have to pay that chair, but I'm gonna put you in prison until you can pay the chair, without giving me the option to work to be able to pay the chair. It's the most corrupt system that
As
ever
the
existed.
sister mentioned, man, even Oprah is called a nigger. Like they don't care about you like that. You see, they're just using that money to create that divide. Every job you go to, they say we got opportunity for women and children. I used to work at a job, they say opportunity for women and children. I'm like, what about the men?
No opportunity, my friend.
Yeah. Right. And the minute a black man lose a job, I know our men got problems too. I'm not saying we don't have problems. But there's some women you with, they're not going to afford you 1 month not working. You understand? We need to be able to support each other and uplift each other. If you got a job and your man lose their job, take the burden for now while he tries to get himself together. Not kick him out.
That's why the Most High say you become one. When you with that person, you become one. In
You
good
understand?
time and bad times. No matter what comes around, okay, I'm with my man, we're gonna take it together.
But that money, man, that power they give the black woman gets to her head, man.
Yeah, man. Now,
Talking about she don't need no man.
now if she's
She
making six
become
figures,
proud.
she said, this man, I need a man that is my standard, that can make 6 or even more than 6 figures.
So when they don't give much black men the only black men they give the opportunity is not men that are trying to even help themselves or their people. It's dumb black men, most of them.
Right.
You understand? Why do I say that? Most of these men are not intellectual. They give opportunity. If you play football, yeah, but that has nothing to do with mind. You understand? If you play basketball, yeah, but that's a talent. What about you break your leg? Now you can no longer make money. But they will not give any black man that has the mindset. Look at Malcolm X. All great black men that rise trying to do something. Dead. Christ rise up, dead. So, but they're giving the black women the power.
Any man with knowledge. Like I was with Minister Yokana yesterday, and I was watching Kanye West. He said something on YouTube, like on TikTok, but he was saying that the idea of the mentality they have instilled in us as a people, we automatically put ourselves down, saying that we cannot do anything. Versus, have you ever, some people you're talking to, they be like, man, we can't do that because, the white man won't let us do that. They kind of already limit themselves and tell, okay, this is what they can do. But the idea behind it say, okay, you know what, if you and your husband put together, you say, you know what, I'm going to build a business, that's your own work. That's the unity right there. But if you said, no, I'm not going to do it because I know the white man going to prevent me from doing it.
It's more of a struggle if you don't have a family.
Yeah.
How you going to rise up by yourself?
Exactly.
You understand? Like if you got a man and a woman, we're working toward common goal. 2 is always better than 1. Right. But this is what they don't want, family. Family is a threat to the white man. You understand? Children being raised in a family is a threat. Because that's why they call us the projects. We are projects to white people.
Right.
You understand? To have our children sell their dope. To have our women being part of the prostitution industry. That's what it's all about. Even the prison system, when they put you in prison, then they have Congress sign bills talking about you can't work if you've been in jail. Then what do they want you to do? Sell dope.
And
See, this is a system based because drugs is after slavery. Drug is the second biggest money making thing out here. The whole world is about drugs. You just don't know. All your mayors, all your dignitaries, man, it's all about drug money. You just don't know that yet. Okay, so all they want to set up a system where they keep you selling their dopes and then buying their dopes. Because they don't want to put their hands on that.
And
they want to look clean.
As you can see, in all that to destroy us too, because to keep us down. If you can see, most of the time, you will see a mother with a boy, right? Or most of the time they play football or anything, right? You will never see them. Most of the time, they will never see them. Oh, this is what my father has done for me. They'll always say, oh, this is my mother went through this, my mother went through that. To portray that image, it's only the mother that is important in the kid's life.
Where's the father, though?
Yeah.
How these men gonna learn to be men when they've never been raised by a man or with a man?
Yeah,
You know?
and also let me say something. Like it just let's say like 70% like in sport in America, you watching. No man, no father. They don't have father. It's just like they were born without father. Like 70%.
Virgin birth or something.
Yeah, 70% of them you don't see. When you see one of them say that's my mother, that's my father, you're surprised because all of them, they mom.
So now one thing we want to touch on is the fight between black men and black women. It's always a beef going on. If you go on the media, it's always men no good, and this one say women no good. But how's that helping nobody though? What is that verse in Ecclesiasticus? If one pray, if one build, one destroy. Let me get that. How's that gonna profit? Let me get Ecclesiasticus. You with me? Ecclesiasticus 34 verse 24. Let's start in 23. Ecclesiasticus 34, 23.
Ecclesiasticus 34 and verse 23.
Read.
Ecclesiasticus, this is in the book of Apocrypha. Right? 24, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a hand to find it. All right. It says when
34 verse 23.
34 verse 23. Yes.
Go ahead.
Says when one prayeth and
It's
another
23.
verse
First.
23 Salakia.
Uh-huh.
When one buildeth and another pull down, what profit have they then that labor? But labor.
Read it again.
Says when one buildeth and another pull down, what profit have they then but labor?
What profit we're gonna have but more work? One is pulling down, one is trying to build. You see? What profit we're gonna have but more labor? We always working. We need to stop the fighting. Okay, it's always a fight between black men, and we in this together. The enemy hate us equally. And when their time come for them to destroy us, they'll do it equally. You see? Don't feel comfortable because you're a house Negro. You see, since slavery, that divided our mentality. Most females, they were house Negroes. They get them to the master house. So these females, it all started in slavery, where the females thought, man, these Negroes ain't, you know, they ain't nothing. Look at them in the field. But she don't realize she's also a slave because she's in the house. You see, when you look at the Willie Lynch letter at the making of a slave, They say we're gonna divide them based on, places they've been, the color of their eyes, how short one, how lighter one is. We're gonna put that division because they said distrust is stronger than trust. So they want us divided. They love that. But you know why they do that? Because if we can come together, we can break the chains. We can break the system. Divided, we are weak. You understand? If the black woman come back home and come back to her husband and submit to her husband as she's supposed to, we're going to actually raise better children, and we stand a chance of fighting our way out of this condition.
If the husband, with the husband acting as he should, or
as also he should, yes,
doing his job as he should,
Right. We all got to get back to what the Most High created us to be: the man, the provider; the woman, the support. That's all the men want, and that's what the women need. You see? So, but today it's all about Esther. Esther is a model for all our black women everywhere. Although in position, Mordecai reminded her, look, you don't think because you're in the king's palace, you're going to escape this. So it's just a warning to every black woman everywhere.
They can betray.
Don't think because you have million in the system, when the purge come, you're going to escape it. And if you see Esau making a movie about a purge, that means he has planned for it. Okay? And the Bible do talk about a purge. We talk about the Jacob's trouble. Bible said that day won't be like any day you've seen up on the earth. The Bible said there'll be dead bodies everywhere. So what do you think Esau's preparing for? All these weapons. When Esau is going to realize he's going to go down, he's going to want to kill everybody. Okay? So the purge is coming. And that day, you won't be able to buy your way out of this one. The only chance you're going to have is if you're with a group. If you have a husband. And all these women are so strong until they see a roach, man. Until they hear someone trying to take the windows apart. Oh my God, I got no men in the house.
Well, let me call 911. 911, what's your
No,
emergency?
911 come making plenty of noise. The guy killed you and already fled because they make so much noise. You see, y'all don't need no man until something bad happens. Y'all don't want to submit to a man, but you expect him to give his life for you.
Like,
I'm saying something powerfully. How you don't want to submit to him, but you expect him to chase the robber, to get the snake, to walk through fire for you, but you don't want to submit to him.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you got. You understand? Even if you got a bigger job, praise the Most High, but you need to bring that money to your man. Because why? He's like the God of this house. Anything happen, he has to take care of it. You want him to do the garbage, you want him to do the dirtiest, the hardest, but you don't want to submit, right? See, that's your problem.
But the way the system has been, established, they teach us, okay, you have to be independent in your own. You work, you got your money, that's your own money.
That's the division.
I work, I got my money, that's my own money. Like, it's never gonna work.
Get me Psalm 11 and 3. That's the verse you like.
I love this verse.
Psalm 11 verse 3, man.
And you can see the struggle how people are struggling because of that, man.
No, but
just one particular thing. Like, you work, I work, you keep your money, I keep my money. Just that.
It's more labor. That's what the Bible says. If one is building, one is destroying, it's just more work for us. Yeah. But and a lot of time when you're married and we all working, we all do, how fast things progress, man. Yeah. See, this is the plan. Don't keep them apart. Keep them apart so they never make progress. It's really hard for you as a single mother with children than trying to raise a business. How's that going to even happen?
Man. You raising the business. You're doing 8 hours in the business, and then your kids. Either you're gonna suffocate one and to gain one, because that's just like Matthew 26:24 said. Moses says, "Is either you love me, you hit the devil, or you hit the devil, or you love me. Choose one." That's all it's gonna be.
You can't do both, man. Imagine how many of us, when we're working, is like we're gonna do a business. It never happened. Because after you spend 8 hours, 12 or 16 hours, you think you got more energy for a business?
Tired, man. Now,
You don't. That's what you don't
by
do.
the way, I quit my job, man.
All praises.
Oh, it's too hard.
Now how you gonna feed the children?
Man, I'm gonna feed them right over. Nah, man, that was too much of a slavery. This is true slavery. And in that job, all you see is only Levite, mostly Levite and Benjamin.
Yeah.
That you see in that job. Those two. And they say you will never see an Esau in that one. But in that job, man,
Esau
it's a
is the
killing.
boss.
Slaving, man.
It's a killing, man.
You see, my own personal experience, I quit my job in 2019. I gave my wife a small business. Then I quit my job, and the whole time we worked together as a unit, and we build a business. Now, we're almost out of the definite employment line. You understand? So this is, you see how that works? If you have somebody that you're working together, you can literally give them something. One of you stop working. You understand? Get something, get a plan. We get that amount of money. I stop working while that's still making money, so we don't go. It's two, working two. But the question of you, single mother, trying to build a business, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't know, man. It's going to take a miracle for that to happen. You understand? It's going to take a miracle. After all that energy you give to the white man, you think you're going to have enough
I guarantee
for
you,
yourself?
Man, you're going to struggle a lot, man. You're going to struggle a lot, and at the end you'll be like, man, what have I done?
So this is the point. They want us to keep slaving for them and never build something. This is the destruction of family. Psalms 11 and 3, bro.
Psalms 11 verse 3. It says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do?
So if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Even if you're righteous, but the whole foundation. What is the foundation? Who knows what is the foundation? What is the foundation? Family, man. Family is the foundation. If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? You understand? You can't. Right now, the foundation is all broken. Most of our women are single and talking about they don't need a man. When they do need a man, when they do get a man, they chase the man.
With their mouth
what do you want?
And Facebook right now, it's a battle. Right now I even go on Facebook and things that I never used to do, and I find that useful because could kind of give those sisters some proper knowledge. Some of them, they come into the Facebook dating thing. They said, I need a man with that. I'm like, they come with a list. This is what they want the men to do. But they themselves don't come, okay, they don't say, okay, I need a man that could lead me so that we could work together as a unit to build a family. But some of them say, oh, I need a man who don't want a multiple wife. I need a man who makes 6 figures. I need a man who can do this. Like, too much.
You're gonna choose them.
So many requirements. Right. So now another thing we got, a lot of our black women that make money, they don't want a black man that's lower than them. Instead, a lot of them would rather go with Esau, man.
Yeah.
We got Serena Williams and all of them. How you got all that money? You go bring all that wealth to another people, man.
Esau.
You forget your nation. You see what's gonna happen in a couple of years, man. That money go to white side of town. You ain't going to no black community. This is the problem. Now we got Queen Ester being in high position, and Mordecai had to remind her, bro, you're not safe.
Exactly.
You're not safe. So black women need to come back to their men. And a lot of them say, well, the men got problems. Men always had problems.
We always do.
Women always had problems. You think you're going to marry an angel? Good luck with that. You're going to be single as a dollar.
I don't think you mean that description.
Right. Now we know our issues. We know we got plenty.
We got a lot of issues. Like
but today it's all about Esther.
Yeah.
You know, every day we on the men.
Yeah.
Whenever we get on the women, things get out of control. We're not gonna turn this into a men thing. We're gonna talk to the sisters because a great sister named Esther actually inspired black women to be better.
Exactly.
This is what this is about.
Even save the men. That was
Save
there at
the
that time.
men too.
This is what this is all about. You understand? We have to use this opportunity of Purim to remind the black woman her duty and responsibility toward her people.
All right, let me say something like because sometimes that why a lot of so-called black men keep saying a bunch of things about black women. The women can make but more damage than the men, because like look at our history. The woman, why men fall most of the time because of the woman. Yeah, the woman can make more damage when the woman do certain thing. It just he don't look right, so that's why
It's not even don't look right. Now remember, as it's mentioned in the Willie Lynch letter, a woman is the carrier of the seed. Most of the time, the children stay with the woman. Whenever you corrupt the woman, that's your whole generation. That's whole generation gone. Yeah, if you destroy the mind of the, that's why in the Willie Lynch letter, they say we're gonna focus on the black woman.
That's it.
Let's make sure we destroy her. She'll in turn destroy her children.
Yeah, turn her against
You
her
understand?
men.
So the people that cause the most damage, it's not we blaming black women, but it's through black women all this destruction of our children being done. Most of black men is raised by black women. Most of girls are raised with black women. So our destruction is directly linked to the black women.
And I guarantee you, for what he just said, right? A girl being raised by just a black woman, right? Who have never been experienced a father's love. Who have never been experienced how to be treated by a man, right? Now she grew up, become a woman, and now having a husband. She working for herself. Do you think that she's gonna see a man as someone that is
To be respected.
To be respected?
No.
Most of the time it don't, and this is where the problem lies.
And guess what? Actually 93% of divorce are made by the black woman. 93%. That means men are not even divorcing you. You're divorcing the men.
Yeah.
So yeah, men cheat. Well, actually, they find out women cheat almost equally than men in marriage. So what's the problem? Actually, men cheat 27%, women cheat 26%.
That's worse. That's
so
worse,
they're all cheating, but you're divorcing more.
Yeah.
So most of our black women are running away from marriage. Now a lot of you say, so you think back in those days men didn't cheat or didn't have financial problem? We always had financial problem, but you know one thing our mothers and fathers understood? Family first. Yeah. No matter what, I stay because of my children.
Right. They have a
because they have a duty toward their people and their nation and their children. But people don't think about it. They don't care. I meet one of my folks. You know, I'm like, oh, you married, right? He's like, yeah, I'm married, but then I'm divorced. I'm like, oh my Lord, it's not even 1 year yet. He's like, yeah, you know, he cheated on me and things like that. So I'm like, are you sinless, sis? Nah, well, I do my mistakes too, you know. So you never know what she did. Now, I understand the cheating problem is a big problem. But how can we work things out?
I mean, I think
how can we work things out? Why are we so swift to quit our marriages before we try to get help,
right,
and get counsel and try to change things? You understand? As soon as one thing happens, you flee and you forget you had children with that man. Right. Another man will raise your children.
And most of the time, especially if a man have children with a woman, he will never say, "I'm gonna leave you like that." The fact that he have children with that woman, he will never say that. You will see most of the time, women be like, man, I'm going to leave that man no matter what, because he ain't treat me right. He ain't do that. But our forefathers, they had one focus. They say, you know what? We got our children. We got to protect the new generation to come.
Man,
For us to do that, we got to
know.
put our issue aside. You know, there is some, when I was growing up, certain problem our parent had, the children didn't even know about it. If they have a problem, they were when they're in the bedroom, like you hear things happening, you don't know what's going on. But it's them resolving the issues together. The
Right.
children doesn't have to involve with that. Because
Right.
the minute,
I know certain women, like, they would not even sleep with that man
yeah.
for years, but they still stay in the house.
Hmm.
They say, look, man, I want to make it seem to my children everything's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Because these women understood that, you know, there's a responsibility. As soon as a child come out of your leg, it's your job to make sure they raise up right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Certain time, even if the man is not good, they leave him in the house. Yeah, after some time, even the Bible talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in 1 Corinthians 7, if there's a problem, you know, you can be separated, but we're not divorced or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to come, you know, you go back to your husband. And when it comes to time, the man listen, man, I've done enough, bro. So I need my wife back.
Yeah.
The wife is still there. Because the wife understood that. It's not because not all the problem you suffer in your relationships today are new things. They've never been new.
It's always been there.
And it's the same back then. Men and women would stay together, all the challenges. Any challenges.
Yep.
You know, I don't, you can tell me, oh, he cheated. Your great-grandfather didn't cheat? Mother didn't cheat back then? You think that didn't cheat? Cheating is a new word. People cheating since the beginning of time. They cheated God by eating the apple. Okay. I don't know if it was an apple, but by eating the fruit, you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've been cheating since the beginning of time. So, but do we forget we got children we're raising? Now look at our children, man. All drug dealers, harlots, everywhere. Women without any minds whatsoever. And they're arrogant. Get me Isaiah 3 verse 16. Right?
You're not.
See, we need to get back, man, to having women like Esther. Okay, although in power, but she remembers her people.
Isaiah 1 and 3.
Isaiah 3 verse 16.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16.
Read on.
And it says, moreover the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty,
Right, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, read.
and walk with stretched forth necks,
Uh-huh.
and wanting eyes.
Okay, get me the definition of haughty right quick. Says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. All right? Doesn't mean look good. All right? Be shorty and stuff like that. Nah. Haughty is a very bad word.
Rough.
Right? Because the reason why this is happening is because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
It says arrogantly superior and disdainful.
Right? So arrogantly superior and disdainful, meaning someone who's hateful and working around thinking she's superior.
Yeah.
So because the daughters of Zion are playing men, they're trying to be the men. They're talking about, I don't need no man. I can do it all by myself. And on top of that, all these women that are saying no man, a lot of them, you know what? It's just how destroyed we are. All these women, they've gone around, they sleep with this and this and that and this. They've broken many men's heart, but once a man break their heart, they feel so, they feel so precious. They shouldn't have gotten hurt.
And the problem is, the one thing the sisters don't know, every time you sleep with a man, it's a spirit you invite in your body. And when you if you leave that person, you go with another person, you bring in another spirit with you. Imagine you sleep with 4 or 5 guys, all the spirit on you. Now, the man, even though the guy is good in your life, but the fact that you've been through so much, you've been dealing with so many things, and he can't deal with you.
Can't deal with you. You got all kind of trust issues. Yeah. You got daddy issues. You got no love issues. You got all kind of psychological issues coming to relationship because you went through so many men. And they've done so much to you too. And all these and these women, they're going around sleeping with this and that. Then don't you know every time you sleep with a man you lose a little value? You know, a lot of them, they think, like, I'm a princess, I'm a queen, but how many men you've been with? How many children you already got? So when you watch certain shows, when these women come on this show, they're like, I want a man with 6 figure. I'm like, sister, okay, how old you are? 34. How many children? 4 children. How much you making? And not much. So you don't have any value, but you want a valuable man.
Imagine a man who finishes, who have a successful business. He has his thing going on for him, a respectable man. And let's say you've been with 4 children, you have 4 children in your life now.
4 baby daddies.
4 baby daddies crying, coming to your doorstep every day. Now you said you want a man like this. A man with a vision doesn't invite this type of spirit in his life, man.
Right?
A man with a plan doesn't invite this type of spirit in his life. That's why sisters may say, oh, the men are not good. But at the same, I would say, sis, play your part. Because if you're ready, the Most High will set a righteous man in your way to be with you.
Right, but let's go back. Get me Isaiah 3 verse 16. So the Bible says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, they're working superior. You know, because the white men don't give them money, they got a better job. You understand? So now they don't need a man.
I don't need a man.
Right? Because they're working government jobs, they don't need a man.
Yeah.
You see, it's high time that the black women start understanding that we're in this together, man. Even if and also I want to say something. In this society, they done taught the black women value mean money. Value is not money. Okay? I know they told you value is money. Back in those days, marriage didn't last because they married rich people. No, they married people that come from a certain family. That had certain morals and discipline and principle. But today, all these things, all these value have been neglected over money. The woman will run after him, and as soon as he sees driving a nice Camaro or a nice Corvette. But that man doesn't mean he has good values.
He doesn't have nothing in his mind.
Right? All he's going to use the money for, in fact, is to beat you with it. Now, he got the money, he owns you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to respect you. He took you broke and poor, and you were not a virgin anyway.
If they see you with a Lambo, boy, they just already fall in love.
Right. Do you see on YouTube all these things people do? You know, they pretend they're poor, and as soon as they enter a Lambo, that go, oh,
I was
actually, you know, you want my number now?
Oh, is this your car? Yes, this is my car.
That's what they're looking for.
Listen. Do you
I don't have a boyfriend. I was just playing.
Do you still want to go out and have a coffee?
Right? I was just playing. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't even have children. I don't have family. Just take me. They deny everything in their existence over a limbo.
Exactly.
You see, show people in limbo.
And just like a man who have what you call, that have good moral standard, and who see that you've done that, do you think he's gonna take you as a wife? My friend, you playing with yourself.
You understand? So it's all about money these days, man. It's no longer about value. You had something, brother? Gold diggers. Yeah.
What happened when I don't have the covet? You're gonna get with the next man that have the Maserati, right?
Exactly.
Right. So
it's all about money these days. Money is value of people. But long time ago, wives were not looking for money. You see, back in the days, I remember the young women from Haiti, if they would not, like, if you got money, in a sense that it's not because they hated money, but if you try to talk to them and show off, they already hated you.
Yeah.
But these days, if you show off the money, oh yeah,
that's what
now you're talking.
I take.
Money talks.
And even if you were to offer them things back then, they wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't take it. And
women back then didn't need anything from a man.
They made
you
men
understand?
suffer back then. Like, you would do like 2 years talking to a woman, you would never get a kiss. Not even a little kiss, man. Man, I was 14 years old, man. Going after a girl, sending letters and stuff like that, man. You never get a kiss.
Man, you're going to become a poet. You're going to become a singer. You got them big old radio, man. You're going to sing. You're going to, You gonna speak French if you have to, bro.
And let me give you guys a joke. There's that was kid stuff, right? And it's this girl. I liked it when I was young, and my mother went somewhere, and I took a bike, and I went to show off to show her I'm driving a car. And I was driving. As soon as I reached her place, man, I was on the back. Next thing I know, I'm
rolling.
I'm rolling.
No, you should have get up and keep rolling and say dance and say no dance.
The funny thing is, man, my face, everything, got destroyed. and I went home. I went straight to the bed and covered myself.
You never passed by her house?
Nah, man. My mom said, "What's wrong with you, man?" I can't say nothing.
I was trying to show off, right? But here's the thing, guys. Long time, old good days. When women didn't really care. It's not money, man.
Yeah, man.
But right now, value is money. You understand? So our women never cared back then about money. At least we had some morals. But now, just flash the money, you're a girl magnet.
And also another thing, it's just like woman is most of the time is men motivation. Like you see what women want, that's why men try to provide.
Yeah.
Now you see all women think, I wanna be with a 6-figure man. That's why all men try to. I want to get that money.
So they make the world about money. You understand? So now, man, is crazy about money.
Yeah.
Most men not go to jail is for a woman, bro.
It's for a woman.
Trying to show off. All these Negroes you see going out there selling dope and all this stuff, they want to impress a woman.
Who do they doing that for?
All these big rams and, tall, is so the girls can look at him.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Have to force, yeah.
That you worth it.
Exactly.
They have the latest kicks, latest watch, latest this, but they don't have the moral character that's needed as a man to be leading families and stuff like that. So when those women they end up falling short, or they end up with somebody that caused them to fail, then after like years they start looking for a good man. All of a sudden I'm looking for a good man, but they've already failed so many times in their life. They're gonna rebuild with a good man. All right. So get me Judges 5 verse 1. Verse 1 through 9. Verse 1 and 9.
My goodness, there's a lot of work, brothers.
So it's, Queen Esther was, and Mordecai said, man, don't think when that happened, you're not going to suffer too. And right now, we still suffer. We all suffer. Black women, like all that feminist movement we had. Right now, I was reading an article this week where now white people are complaining about feminism. It wasn't only a problem until now. Most white families are single now. They find like 43% of white mom are single.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the Bible says, man. If you dig a hole, you're gonna fall in that hole you dig. You see, they thought it's only black people that's gonna happen to. You don't realize you're destroying yourselves. You live in this country and you're promoting dangerous ideas. Okay?
The fact that they've done that, now you see the white woman trying to imitate the black woman.
Exactly.
Okay? While they try, in the process of them imitating the black woman, they become single.
So
exactly.
The thing is, I was watching certain shows about, black women. There's a guy, he's like, man, don't talk about only black women. We white men, we have enough with our women. They're doing the same thing. You understand? So white women are leaving their men too because they don't need them, man.
And they're cheaters too, man.
And they write that article, they say how feminism is collapsing at the American family. No, because white people, when they say American family, they mean white people. You understand? White people, their families getting destroyed because of that same feminist thing. You know, most white women are feminists. You know, they don't want to hear about men taking care of them, like men giving them money. You know, you know, they don't need men in their house. They're kicking them in house. That's what they get for promoting dangerous ideas. But right now, a shift is happening. Black women are coming back home, we see the movement, the Hebrew movement. You know, we just hope that the Most High keep us and keep learning. There'll be a big shift. Before you know it, man, all the curses that was on us will go on them, That's what's gonna happen. You see?
And the funny thing is, you don't have to fight your enemies. You act right, and they'll be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's all.
They'll destroy themselves, though. Get me Judges 5, verse 1. You'll see how our women behave back in the day. So the whole lesson is about women. Even if, and I'm gonna tell you something, black women. I'm gonna tell you, that's to black women. Even if you single, a single woman, even if you find a man that have moral and he has drive, you see him, this man trying to go to school, he's trying to work. Even if he doesn't have a big job, but you see that man have some type of moral, even if you have much more money, don't worry about the money. You understand? Don't make money the first criteria to choose a man. Does he have moral? Does he respect you? Does he stay home? Does this man trying? Is he trying?
Yeah.
Right? You understand? So these are the things you should look for. Forget about the money. Women back in those days, they never chose a man because of money. But right now, every woman is about money. Every man is about booty.
But the problem is,
it's guess what, sis? I agree with you. I agree with you. But you see this world? Mm-hmm.
We need to study together. That's not the title. You're looking for somebody who can contribute what you have. Me as a woman, I'm looking for a man. I'm not okay. The money is part of it. We need money. But if you have a vision and you believe in God, you know, if we work together, it can happen. We can make it happen. And I see deeper because me, what I see in our community, we suffer like that. Women, because of how the children they were living with family. A lot of boys, the men now, they're very irresponsible. They don't want to take care of their women because their mom, their dad, they were like.
Sis, let's go back to ground zero. Ground zero, these men are raised like that because they are raised by their mamas.
Yes,
so it's all a woman destruction problem. What we're saying is the destruction of the men is by, because they said in the Willie Lynch Shatter, we destroyed the black woman. She destroyed both the boys and the girls. So when those mama boys get a wife, they don't know how to handle a woman because they don't know how to be a man. They know how to be women.
Exactly.
Because they were raised with women. They were raised to carry my mama purse. They were raised to cook as a woman. I mean, cook is good. It's not that. But it's the fact that, that men take on only the role of women. He only knows how to be a woman. But when it comes to the hard stuff, that man lazy as hell. When it comes to taking even the trash out, he don't want to. Because a woman should. But it's heavy. Well, I'm sleepy.
But the thing is, like, you gotta understand. I understand what you're saying, sis. It's not that the problem is not that. All those contribute to the problem that we have as a people. But we talking about right now. We're talking about the woman. How does the woman contribute in the destruction of our people? It starts from the 01, as he said. From the Willie Lynch letter, they said they killed the men in front of the woman. That way, when the woman see how they destroy the men,
and the men ain't nothing.
Now the fears come to her heart now. Now she said, "Oh, he cannot protect me." Now she's gonna teach her children how to fear the master. That way, that fear continued. You don't, now, when your kids grew up, they don't see a man as a respectable person. They don't see the man as a father figure anymore.
And they never seen their
Understand?
mother submitting to a man.
And they don't ever see that. How do they gonna, like, now, let's say for a case, if that young daughter now have a husband now, how do you think she's gonna treat her husband?
She don't know.
You
She
know?
never seen you dress food for your husband. Like my children, they see, when I get home, they don't even let their mama do it. I come home, they take my shoes off. Because they saw their mama do it. You understand? They'll put food for me. Even before their mama do it, because they've seen what the love between a man and a woman is. But these children, they were raised by a single mother. They don't know how to be a man, and the woman don't know how to treat a man. That's the destruction. What we're trying to say, if we want to fix the problem, we're going to start with the woman. Because that's who they destroy first. They spoil first. So she can destroy their children. Esau is wise. They understand that most children will stay with mama.
Yeah, and
Okay?
it just like most children stay more with their mom. Since back in the day, because the father most of the time always go to work. You stay with your mom.
Right. So get me Judges 5, verse 1 and 9.
The book of Judges, chapter
5, verse 1.
Verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Judges 5, verse 1.
The whole history in Judges is that after Deborah, a prophetess, she helped Israel beat a king, Sisera. Then this is how she says. She don't say, man, I'm proud I did this myself. I'm a strong black woman. She never said such a thing. Let's see what she said.
Then sang Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, Praise ye Yahweh for the avenging of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
Deborah was all about her people, man. She's like, praise the Lord because the Lord avenged the people. We need strong women like that. You understand? That is like when we fighting Esau, man, you right behind us. Do it, get him, baby, get him.
I take him.
That's right. You understand?
And next thing you know, the man have all the power in
That's right, man.
This is his fuel, man.
You got your woman behind you, man. You gonna conquer the world.
If you guys never experienced that, see a woman that is behind her, man, trust me, man, that man is unstoppable.
Man,
I can see myself in that picture, man.
Man, let me tell you, when a man is protecting a woman, he don't care no more.
That's it.
You understand? That lion instinct show up, bro. Like he's 10,000 men, bro.
Every man.
Because you don't touch his woman.
Listen, every man have a lion inside of them. But it takes the right woman to awake that lion whenever that lion needed.
Right.
You understand? If a woman have a husband and she get into a problem, the fact that she knows her husband, go to her husband, explain to her husband, this is what it is, and the husband will take the proper step to taking care of the issue. And sometimes you say, oh man, I'm gonna call my husband on you.
Sister gets you in all kind of trouble with the certain guys, big muscles, and like, sister, why you?
It was just
now I gotta fight. You won't even submit to me like that. Why you look for that big old guy to have a problem with him, like in calling your husband?
If you want to see what we're talking about, right? when you go into Walmart, watch a man that have a woman by his side to see. If you see the unity is there, when he's walking, you see him walking like this. I'm telling you, you see him walking like this because he feels so secure because he's protecting his wife by his side. I'm telling you,
right?
For you to really know how to treat a man, you gotta understand how to really treat a man. To raise the lion that sleeping inside of him.
Right. Read verse 9 now.
Verse 9.
So Deborah said, man, blessed be the Lord of Israel, man. She was all about her people, right? Our women need to be about their people, man.
Right.
The white men give you that bread, man. Bring that thing home, man. You understand? Bring that to your men. Let's build that family, man. Let's build that house.
This is what I have. You make a plan, do a budget, and be like, this is what we're gonna work in for the month. Or
right.
That's for the week. And you execute the plan. Next thing you know, if you was right there, you're right then. Because there is a plan there's a unity in that relationship.
And I'm gonna say another thing. A lot of our sisters that complain about men being not good. You know, sisters, take your time and choose. You see, the problem is not men, it's your choice. You choose that man. And you know where the Most High put the little thing that the cookie? He put it deep down between your legs. You open your leg. You see, the Lord put it in a deep spot.
No one can see it.
No one can touch or see it without you opening it. Okay? You choose that man, you open your legs, then you complain the man not good. It's your choice. There's good men out there. But a lot of our women can't wait. Or you love that man because he got nice muscles. Or you like that man because he got some money. Then when things go sideways, you talking about that man ain't no good.
Bad choice.
It's your choice. It's not nobody else's problem. It's you choose that.
But the funny thing, you will have women that just sleep with a man just because, like, sleep today, literally sleeping with that man and moving to the next one like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Like they would say, "Oh, I had a one night stand." But guess what? With the intention of them looking for a good husband, for a good man, they would say they're looking for a good man, but at the meantime they're sleeping from left to right. Now, when you find a man, right? when you as myself, if I'm with someone, I'm gonna ask you, "What's going on? How was your past?" Because that's gonna tell me how for me to treat you. If I see you, I'm talking to you, and I notice certain characters, certain things that you're telling me, I have to remember, okay, this is what you went through that caused that caused. Because our past has to do with a lot of our present and our future. You know, this is why some people say, "Oh, this is my past. I don't need to know what's going on in your past." This is not when it comes to relationship. I need to know what you've gone through. That way I can know how to properly treat you.
Right.
Understand?
Get me verse
That's
9
it.
right quick.
Verse
Judges 5, verse 9. We're trying to wrap up.
Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of information. Verse 9. My heart is toward the governors of Israel
Read on.
that offered themselves willingly among the people.
So he says, my heart is toward the governors of Israel. She don't say, man, I got that glory for Israel, man. Praise me. You understand? She has no pride. Even after she saved the nation, she said, my heart is toward the men. You understand? I'm with the men. We one body. We're in this together. See, that's what we need. Those are the kind of black women we need. That they work for the team. See, not talking about independent black women. Okay, nobody's independent, first of all. You depend on food stamp. How you independent black woman?
Nah, man. No one is independent, man.
Okay.
There's no such. That word shouldn't be existing.
You know, strong, independent black single woman.
Nah, man.
Stamp dip.
Hey, listen, right? That word independence, you said, right? Now, you said, I am a strong, independent black woman. But the first thing you haven't realized, you have to go to a job to work for someone and for that person to sign your paycheck and give it to you. Show me where the independence comes from.
Right.
That is not an independence. Understand? So that word shouldn't even be exist. Okay?
Get me my two last verses, Ecclesiasticus 25:1, Ephesians 4, verse 1 and 4. You know, so the whole message is that, you know, black women need to come back to their men. You understand? I don't care how much money you have, choose a man. There's good men out there. And follow biblical protocols on how to choose a man. Anybody know how to choose a man? We don't know? Okay. All right. So there's the Bible say what? Before you choose a friend, what do?
You test your friend, my friend.
You test them first, man. That's what it's saying in Ecclesiasticus, I think 6 and 7. Or 7 and 6.
7 and 6, I believe, yeah.
Right? So if you got a friend, you got to try them first. You have a question? So I don't really get the question, but it sounds interesting.
Right,
Can you simplify it?
Let me explain you what you
No,
said.
hold on. Let him say it. Why?
They
What?
can't
Okay,
find it.
so
They
someone
say-
help me here.
Say, how does that?
It's basically saying, how can you find a man they couldn't ask to find men? How is that gonna work?
How does that make
Is that
sense?
what you mean? How's that gonna work?
In other words, there's no way you can find a man through the internet. You're gonna find a picture of the man, not really a man. Because what they are giving you, the man is not saying everything that he has what he's looking for. You know him. You don't
Right, right. Well, I mean, it's a good question. I found my wife through the internet, just so you guys know. And we're having a great relationship. You understand? The internet is a useful tool, but to connect. But don't blame the internet for your failure, because you get to meet people, right? You meet a person. You meet a person to the internet. It's still your responsibility to test them.
Yeah, you test
It's
the
still your
person,
responsibility to wait before you get to the cookie or that woman you open your legs. You see, it's up to you to wait. So if you don't wait, you don't test that person. Me, before I met my wife through the internet, 2 years after we finally, meet physically. But I took my time to communicate and test to see if it's even worth it to meet that person. But some people 3 months later, like 2 months later, a month later, oh, we married. 3 months later, oh, we divorced. So, and you already have a child. I'm pregnant, but we divorced. Like, what? Okay, so it's still the Bible said the fruit of the Spirit is patience. You understand? The Bible gives us instruction on how to choose the person. So if we make the mistake, as soon as we meet someone, we already go into them and do whatnot. You understand? Whatever happened, it's on you, brother or sister. You understand? So all that thing come down to choice. It doesn't come down to individual. You could say, look, I don't like the attitude. And some women I know, even early in relationship, that man would slap them, they still marry that man. You still see that early in relationship, they'd see that man drinking alcohol like a donkey. And a donkey that actually work in a alcohol manufacturer. Yeah. So, they'll still marry that guy. Then later on, he drank too much. Yeah, you didn't know that. Right? You knew the guy would curse you out. Since the beginning, that man is cursing you out, beating you. Yep. You understand? Anytime you get angry, he's explosive, and you still go ahead and marry that man? So now, after he beats you, now you're talking about the truth, or man is that man not good? Your choice. Yeah. You understand? You're talking about you all day long listening to songs. They say, I don't know who you are, where you from, as long as you love me, really. Does that work?
That doesn't apply in the real world.
That don't work. Sorry, or Ecclesiastes 25 and 1, brother. See, it's poor choices, man.
I mean,
see, it's not. There's good men out there, but only good people find good men.
Yeah, I mean, I will say another thing too.
Good.
The finding the time to talk to that person, to get to know. I would say I will put it in a theoretical form. Whereas you get to know that person, but again, you have to figure out, okay, what exactly can I live with and what I cannot live with from that person. And then once you find that and you see the person, you read through the person, because until you really living with a person inside a house, this is where you truly know what kind of person you're dealing with. But at first, you get a hint based on the test is the most I say. You got to test them in certain things to see what their reaction to it. And see if you can live with it.
My advice to all you that are dating or young men coming up, take at least 1 or 2 years before you marry with somebody. Don't be in a rush. 1 or 2 years, that's always my recommended time. You see, one thing with people, in the first 3-6 months, they'll show you a character. Yeah. But they cannot hide it over a year or 2.
You're right.
You understand? So if you don't take your time and be patient, there's certain things you'll discover in the even me, I'm married. I took 5 years before I married my wife. Even when I get to the house and I discover, I'm like, it's not that bad, you know, but it's things I didn't even know. But imagine if I married her without knowing the full extent of certain things, you know, it wouldn't be good. You know, so it's time. Time reveal who people truly are. You see, but today everybody's in a rush. We want fast food. We want everything fast. Just like we think men are McDonald's. We just get him in fast. Listen, they go there to fast men food or something like that. The fast food for men. You know, get him in quick, cook it, microwave it, and we married. Bing!
Ready.
You know, ready. Okay, so that's not how this thing works, man. Everybody's in a rush. Where you going? You can't live longer than what you're gonna get. So take your time. You know. So read that.
You said what?
Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 1.
Read.
Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 1. And 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before the Most High and men.
Right. There's 3 things that I really love seeing. Read.
The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together.
So that's the most beautiful thing, man. And a woman, you can't find anything more beautiful when you see a wife and a woman, they agree. They're always happy. You understand? Oh, everybody take pleasure. The Most High, man, they look at your family, they're like, oh, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You understand? So it's the most beautiful thing. So that's why we read earlier in Proverbs 4:23, it says, out of your heart come the issue of life.
Right.
Meaning your heart, you got to protect that at all costs, man. Don't put your heart in anybody's hand. You know, and it's your choice. That man didn't tie you up and bring you to the courts. You choose that man. That woman didn't tie you up. You choose that woman. So now, when the consequences come, it's you. But if we follow the steps the Most High give us, then you're going to have the most beautiful relationship. You understand? And when you do, the Most High take pleasure, people take pleasure. Get me Ephesians 4, verse 1 through 4, and we will be done with that.
Well, the other option is just be like Paul.
Be like Paul.
That's another route.
We don't need much people to be in Paul's status. In knowledge, yes, we want more Paul, but in his marital status, not much. Because we need to rebuild a nation, man. And these days we live in, we need more good children, good marriage, good examples. See, we need to come here, not unlike our counterpart Christian churches where all ladies are single and married to Jesus. We want more women coming here with their husbands on their side. You understand? That's what we want.
And they always married to
Jesus don't need no more wives. He has enough in the Christian churches. Right? They're all married to Jesus.
It's funny when they say that. Oh, I'm married to Jesus.
I'm a Shiach, not married.
And listen,
no woman.
They married to Jesus, but later at night, they cheated on Jesus. You see that? Listen, this is the funny part. How can you say you married to someone? You say you're married to Jesus, but later on another man in your house. You cheating to Jesus.
Let's read on. Ephesians 4, verse 1 through 4.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1 through 4. Says, do you guys find it? Yes.
Our last verse, read.
Therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation therewith ye are called.
Right. So, especially our sisters in the truth, man, you can make a difference. You know, even if one day the Most High make you hit the jackpot, bro, bring that money home. Don't just be, I don't need no black man. All of a sudden, you want a white man.
Where home?
You see, even the Bible says there's certain people that don't do wickedness because they don't have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
See, some people may still worshiping the Most High because they're broke.
Exactly.
As soon as they got their money, they forget who they are, their people, everything. Money take over their mind, bro. See, the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil.
And the funny thing, when you start, if you make the money, be like, baby, this is what I make. Let's make a plan and see what we can do with it. You will see he have no trust. But when he make his, come home with this and say, baby, this is what I mean. Like, what can we do?
And when I say these things, you see when we talk about the black woman, it's the same problem for the black man.
Yeah.
See, it's not we spend today is because of Esther, but the same problem with the black women is the same with the black men. Soon as they got that money, man, they love white chicks. They need what they call them, Bunny.
Becky.
Okay, they want Becky, man, and Karen.
Like Kanye, like Kanye. Kanye never take a black woman.
Look at him, man. This guy's finished. He's done.
It's always with a white woman.
There's no one that can predict what Kanye gonna do next. But
and he's walking with a big old boots in his feet.
Let's read on, man. It's only because he got money. That's why they don't call him crazy in Hollywood. But let's read on, bro. It's finished.
With all lowliness and meekness.
And with what?
With all lowliness and meekness.
So we gotta serve the Most High with all lowliness and meekness. What does that mean? Lowliness, humbling yourself. You understand? With all humility. The Most High bless you with money. Bring that money to the people. The Most High use you in a position where you can help brothers. You understand? You gotta bring the help. You work in immigration, the brother need help. You gotta help. That's why later on in the book of Mordecai, Mordecai will tell Esther, you don't think the Most High put you in that position just for that time? You understand? Whatever position they offer you in this kingdom, whatever type of money, whatever you can do, use that for the people. Your people first, not your job first. You understand? At the end of the day, that job, man, it's these people that's over it, they couldn't care less about you. You're gonna come back to your people.
And they don't care. They would fight. They would force you to work, not having time for your family. But whenever something goes wrong, you're the first one to get fired. Now you go home with your family, with no family and with no job.
No people.
No people.
Your people first, man. Our people need to understand that. Your nation first. Read on. And with all lowliness.
It says,
okay,
forbearing. It says, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
With long suffering, meaning that's the same thing for marriage. Marriage is a long suffering battle, man. Someday you'll wanna quit. Someday you'll look at the the marriage paper and look for expiration date. So, is that thing ever expire? No, it doesn't. Right? Yeah. Right? So, but it's the Bible say, long suffering. Suffering a long time. That's what that means. You understand? Read.
And devouring to keep the unity of the Spirit and the bond of peace.
So why we do all that? The meekness, the lowliness, the long suffering, because we're trying to keep the unity of the Spirit and peace. You understand? We're all trying to get united. So this is what this lesson is about, that we should focus on helping our men. If you're in the house, your money is your man's house. It's your man's money. Like I talked to a sister one time. She's like, oh, my money is my money. My man's money is my money. Yeah. That's how women think these days.
They saved theirs, but they took the man's money.
I'm gonna leave you a piece of bread. And some women, and our women in our communities, everybody got their account and their own password. Everybody got their phone and their own passwords. Everybody on lockdown in marriage.
And
you understand?
And you're saying that this is one of the biggest things that cause destruction of relationship.
Yeah.
Because just take for example, just the phones right here. Because the worst thing you could do is to put someone in doubtful. When the person your wife come home, her phone always got a lock on. As soon as somebody call her, and she's breaking all the doors just to go find her phone. Something was wrong. Why you doing all that extra?
Man, I see that guy, man. That wife touched his phone. He pretend that he got zapped by electricity while fixing a light, so he could get the phone back.
Too many secrecy. You understand? Too many secrecy. You understand? If your phone is here, If my phone is in, my wife should be able to pick up my phone and make a phone calls.
That's right.
Understand? I don't have nothing to hide. Only if you have something to hide, then you doing all those extra.
Man, the only reason I got a password on my phone because I got kids. No, they'll done mess you up with apps.
But your wife know the password.
but she got their fingerprints, everything. Like I don't have anything to. I've seen so many marriages divorce about how you trying to get through my phone. Her fingerprints on it, everything. Something happened. Something happened to me. She got to be able to have that password and go on different things.
And the funny thing, the person is sleeping behind you every night. And if something happened, she's the only one there. Now, if the thing you put in your phone is the key to save your life, how is she gonna do that?
Yeah, you got men sneaking at night trying to get to their wives' phone.
By the time 911 comes,
I'm trying to sneak.
Nah, man.
And she already changed that password long time ago. But anyway, so like it's no different bank account, man. Like it's like that don't make sense. Everything like you one flesh now, man. Everything need to be one. You understand? There's nothing to hide. For Hebrew men that want multiple wives, man, talk to your wives about it if you want to. She's not gonna yell at you or something, but good luck with that. But there shouldn't be. What I'm saying is there shouldn't be no hiding in anything.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be no hiding. Hiding is where the problem is.
As a man,
you understand?
Whatever. If you said, man, I feel like I want to have multiple wives. Hey, babe, I want to have multiple wives. If she give you hell, that's your problem because that's what you want. Understand? But at the same time, there should be nothing to say, oh, I'm gonna hide this from her. Go on the side, sneaking inside. Like this is no good. No bueno. You're destroying your family. But let me tell you guys something. This is one thing I learned. Though the multiple wives, as the Bible says, it doesn't. The Bible doesn't go against that. But this truth you come into, you're gonna find a lot of sisters. They have not been trained about that, and they still have that mentality. It's your job as a man to save their soul, because if you see something wrong that could cause her to destroy her life, would you do that? You have to make sure that, okay, if she don't if that's gonna be a barrier to save her life, then why do I have to put her in that situation? That's where the love comes in. So this is just the way that I see things.
Yeah.
I understand, and I'm not forcing everybody.
So
this is what you should
no
do.
secrecy.
Yeah.
Choose wisely. Support your men. You see what I'm saying? Support the nation. Put your nation first. And help as much as you can. Come. I'm Adim Lapanim Yarushalim. Let us stand and face Yarushalim. Hallelujah. Barakatah Hawa. Ba'ashem Hamashiach. Yahushai. Lanatan lanu. Wayom. Hashabbat. Bashalom. Barak. Yisrael. Salak. Yisrael. Todah. Amen. Blessed be your name, O Yahweh, for giving us this Shabbat day in peace. Thank you for your word that you have given us so we can share with the people. And inspiring us according to the Queen Ester, that our women should take that as a model, as an example of salvation for the people, that they may put our nation first, not seeking money, not seeking other goods of this earth, but seek salvation and true value. Pray that you anoint our sisters, put a better spirit on them, and remove the wickedness of Esau inside of their mind that they have implanted to destroy, intending to destroy our people, and that our women can become better sisters, better mothers, and better grandmothers, and better figures in our community. Pray that you bless our sisters, increase them in knowledge, understanding, and bring more sisters to hear this truth, and that they may also repent. We thank you for all. We praise for the Shabbat day. We thank you for the Shabbat day. Let it be in our mind and our heart to not speak our own vain words and thoughts, but we may do according to what you have given in the law of Moses. We thank you for all things. By Hashem Yahushai, To'ad Tamyan, Amen. Shabbat Shalom Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom Yaimom. Borak Hashem Yisrael. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom O Israel. Shabbat Shalom Yaimo. Borak Hashem Israel. Hallelujah Hashem Yahweh. You're the Most High hand. Hallelujah. All right. So all praises to the Most High. Not much praise because we finished late. Thank you for joining GYC community. Those online, thank you for being with us. May the Most High bless, subscribe, and see you next Shabbat. Hallelujah.